season 2 party. So, parang naging tradition na kasi na before, the night before the season party, nag-organize ako ng kita-kits. Or
Puwisit na tradition
apps.
yan, MB. Pero sige.
So, party before the party, nag-organize ako ng ganun. So, nung season 2, before the party, kasama si Paul, nag-bar kami, pero si Paul, naglabas siya ng ng shaker. May dala siyang whey protein sa bar. Nag-pobs kami. gusto kong i-share mo sa kanila, Paul, kung paano mo yun hinahandle. Alam mo yun, yung hindi talaga siya nahiya na kahit nasa bar siya, nilabas niya meron whey protein ang iinumin niya. So, ganun. I-share mo sa kanila kung paano mo hinahandle yung ganun. Kung paano mo siya ginagawa.
Yung actually na parang hindi lang yun yung mga ganon, yung for example, yung bringing yung, as in, malaki yung food scale ko talaga and napapansin ng mga tao, ba't ang laki ng food scale mo? Amin, tinatago namin. Sabi ko, coming from that principle, yung even yung pag-bringing ng whey protein sa bar, sabi ko, yung I want to hit my protein targets, regardless kung nasaan pa tayo. Sabi ko, hindi naman excuse na porket magbabar tayo or yung kakain ng maraming pagkain, would be na hindi mo na mahihit yung mga protein targets mo. And yun yung sabi ko na parang wala akong pakialam kung kakain ako sa restaurant na kung malaki yung food scale ko. Kasi yung number 1 na parang yung goal ko naman yung mas sacrifice if hindi ko tinak na maayos. And number 2, na-realize ko parang it's a conversation starter na parang, uy sir, ang laki ng food scale mo. Parang, uy talaga nagtitimbang ka? Sabi ko, yes, for calorie counting. And then, dun ako nakabuild ng rapport sa mga servers, sa mga cooks, kung saan ako kumakain.
I mean,
Okay.
Paul, sa akin, like, that is one thing that I noticed nga na, and I gotta say this is something that it's a trait of yours that I admire, na that particular trait na you don't care. It speaks volumes about your dedication to your goals. And congratulations to that. I think that's it's a very admirable trait that a lot of people could use. So congratulations on that.
Thank you po.
Mentors kayo, may mga iba kayong questions kay Paul dito.
Yes. Paul, ask ko lang, have you experienced dip na ba?
Yes. Yes.
Since yes, ang tanong ko lang, sa tingin mo, may sinuserve bang purpose sa atin yung dip sa fitness journey natin? Kasi di ba, if you're dip, negative stage tayo. Pero sa tingin mo, Paul, you being in Kaizen for ilang season na, ano kaya yung purpose na sinuserve niya sa atin?
Sir, yung sa dip, actually nung una, hindi ko rin siya masagot. Nung parang, for example, bakit ako nagdi-dip ngayon? As in, yung lagi ako yung lagi ko nasasabi before is, bakit ito nangyayari sa akin? Sabi ko, bakit ako? Ang dami namang masasamang tao dito sa mundo. Bakit ako pa talaga? Yung ganun ako. Sabi ko, yung dumating ako sa point na ganun. And then,
Ang dami namang mentor Mark, no?
Parang gusto mong sabihin ako na lang.
Hindi, go.
Parang si Mentor Mark na lang.
And then, after nun, sabi ko, yung parang, pero lagi akong, what I do is, lagi ako nag-introspect. Na parang hanggat hindi ko makuha yung sagot, yung talagang ko siya, yung over and over again, iniisip ko kung ano ba talaga, yung parang, ano bang purpose na to. And then I talk it out with people na kaya kong pagkatiwalaan. And then after na nagkakaroon ako ng assurance na this is for the better, or yung tipong minsan, kailangan lang talagang mangyari, yung mga mangyari. And, for example, yung recently, nagkaroon ako ng, nakaaway ko yung parents ko, and then sabi ko, regarding some very personal matters. Tapos, parang, yung ngayon, parang, after a series of yung conversations with people, na-realize ko na parang, na number 1, na syempre, I could have reacted better. And number 2, na parang, na yung the way na bakit sila ganun is because yung parang mahal naman nila ako, pero ganun lang talaga sila mag-express ng love nila para sa akin.
I see. That's nice. Paul, I mean, I think this is important to highlight that, the results that we featured happened over the course of 2 seasons. And finally, nandito ka na. Now, you recently, just a few weeks ago, nag-transition ka na sa bulking. How are you, if there's anything do you have any words of wisdom that you can share to people na, okay, maybe, let's say, itutuloy mo pa na itutuloy mo pa na yung progress mo na it doesn't end after one season, tuloy lang, and it will be a lot. What was your attitude, what's your general thought process behind this that you can share with others?
Sige po. Yung sa akin naman, yung I regularly consult din sa kasi actually hindi na beginner lang naman ako sa cut and bulk cycle. So parang after I just finish my cut. So parang for full disclosure din sa lahat na I ended my cut sa week 1 ng season 4. So parang normally, 'di ba, yung most people would be sabi niya parang bakit yung dapat week 1 nag-bulk ka na. So minsan nakakakuha ng ganung thoughts. And then sabi ko, parang number 1, it's my timeline, and number 2, na parang it doesn't mean na you need to constrict yourself within 100 days kasi sa akin ang importante naman is yung the long game. Kasi yung for example na parang our journey doesn't end after 100 days. So for example na sabihin natin to manage expectations na you might not get yung dream physique mo sa day 100 pero mas malapit ka na and you're one step closer to na parang for example mag-e-end ka na ng cut mo, yung mas papalapit ka na pero hindi lang siya natapos after ng 100 days na parang malay mo may kasunod pa. And then ako naman yung I always make sure na the 100 days is something na na talagang parang gagalingan ko pero I'll push myself to do well, to do better. Pero it doesn't mean na talagang ililimit ko sarili ko na kailangan makuha ko within the 100 days. Kasi may kasunod pa yan.
Yeah, the way I see it is yung first 100 days mo, you achieve your Paul version 2, and then the second 100 days, you achieved your Paul version 3, and now nandito ka na sa Paul version 4. And, I think it's a very good mindset to have. My question to you is, you're a very memorable member of the community, especially in season 2 and 3, because of how immersed how much you immersed yourself sa community. How did this immersion help you throughout your entire process?
Sige po. Yung immersion ko actually, yung may sinabi si CC before sa earlier lessons niya na for example, yung nag-immerse ka, yung parang for me kasi, parang tama naman na kasi he was encouraging people to immerse sa earlier lessons niya if you watch the replays. Tapos ako naman, sabi ko, sige. Sabi ko, hindi naman kasi biro na nag-invest ako ng five figures into Kaizen. So sabi ko, sayang naman kung hindi ako makapag-immerse. Tapos yung parang hindi ko nakuha yung full yung full benefits
full experience,
of yung sa binayad ko. Yes, yung binayad ko. So parang yung mindset ko was yung kailangan ko masulit yung binayad ko. Kaya lagi ako nag-immerse. Tapos nung I got into the habit of asking questions kasi napansin ko nung season 2 was like week 7 or week 8. Medyo nalalangaw na yung Q&A. Sabi ko, why not make it more fun? Kasi sayang naman na ang daming alam ng mga coaches and mentors and then na hindi naman na ma-maximize. So sayang din if masagot nila and yung mindset nila nakuha ko rin.
And, one of the things that I really like dito kay Paul is talagang during car rides, yung mga replay ng Q&A, yung podcast, talagang yun yung pinapakinggan niya. As in, todo immersion talaga. And then, ikaw yung nung Wam Dayo, na yung mga ganon. Alam ko si Paul nagsimula, isa sa mga founding members ng ganon.
Si Joey.
Yung Pro Max ba yan?
Yeah. Yeah, mentors kayo, may iba kayo, Mentor Mark.
Yeah, ako,
Doc, AJ.
Paul, una na-appreciate ko yung mga pag-post mo ng mga recipe with their respective calories and macros. And matrabaho yun no? Take ng pictures and then i-collage mo pa kasi parang nakadikit na rin din yung numbers nila and your data. Where do you get that inspiration para gawin yun? I don't know kung ilang beses sa isang linggo.
Actually minsan once or twice a week. Sabi ko, foodie naman ako and I like exploring naman. Sabi ko, parang so if I can help the community din naman, sayang din naman na malay mo benefit sila and maraming restaurant recommendations na that have yung high protein low calorie
macro friendly
na yes, as in nalaman ko yung actually kagabi kasama ko si Kitin, so parang kumain na kami dun sa isang restaurant dun. So I'll post it soon and yung And nakakatuwa kasi ang dami kong na-explore na results at the same time. So parang sabi ko, this is something right up my alley kasi talagang yung if there's one thing
Yeah,
na ng
right.
Kaizen is it allowed me to keep yung identity ko as a foodie and at the same time na yung getting the dream physique and nakakatulong pa ako sa iba.
Nice. Yeah, and again, we appreciate your posting, Paul. Nakakatulong talaga.
Yeah.
Thank you
And
po.
hindi sila bored na pagkain, ha? Masarap talaga sila.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, this is it's a good. I know. It's a good. Like Paul really ate like this throughout his time, and it means to say that no, you can have a little bit of your cake and eat it too. And you
Yeah.
can still get results.
Yeah, meron na lang siguro akong last question kay Paul.
Sige.
Okay, Paul, coming from the heavy side, nakita naman natin yung starting physique
Obese.
mo.
He was actually obese
nung,
nung time na yun.
nung season 2. So anong pwede mong tips or pwede mong ma-share sa kanila na, alam mo yun, hindi mo kaagad, pag hindi mo agad nakuha yung goal mo, yung parang tipong, kasi di ba, pangatlong season mo na ngayon so hindi ka bumitaw So ano yung mindset mo na ginawa to keep you focused sa goal mo and congrats kasi na-achieve mo siya, nakapag-transition ka na sa bulking.
Yung
Kasi
sa
yung
akin
iba,
po,
yung iba, di ba, alam natin, yung iba naiinip na actually. Yung iba wala pang first time sumali ng Kaizen, wala pang 100 days, naghahanap na ng result. Pero si Paul, after 3 seasons, nakuha niya yung result niya, hindi siya bumitaw. So can you share us yung naging mindset mo doon?
Sige po. Yung sa akin sabi ko, yung if there's one thing na na gusto ko impart sa lahat, yung parang this is the time na sabi ko kasi I was supposed to join nung season 1. So a little bit of backstory. And then kasi yung sabi ko, parang 16K pa at the time, early bird pa to And then sabi ko, parang I dismissed the idea kasi ang mahal. Sabi ko, may MF book naman na 2 to 3K lang at the time. Sabi
yeah.
ko, so talagang I didn't, sabi ko, ni-reject ko. So hindi, inayaan ko lang, lumipas lang. Tapos nag-join ako ng MF Challenge. MF6 Challenge to be specific. So nag-email pa ako, tapos nagbayad pa ako. Tapos, what happened was, so kung lesson 4, meron yung in 100 days, Robert lost 100 days. I was the epitome of the yung Robert na nawala ng 100 days nung time na yun. So parang sabi ko, nung starting season 2, sabi ko, sulitin ko na to kasi, and the one thing that got me to join kaagad is sinabi ni Cici nun sa webinar niya na next season tataas pa to. Sabi ko, kung last season tumaas, sabi ko, ang laki ng tinaas kaya from season 1 to season 2. Sabi ko, hindi ko na to papalipasin. So, shut up and take my money. Ito na. Iko-commit ko na yung fitness goals ko kasi the mindset ko was, if not now, kailan yung next na ma-avail ko pa tong ganitong opportunity?
Yun.
Right? Thank you, Paul.
Thank you,
Galing,
Paul.
galing.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate your you sharing your story. I think one last question before I let you go. That is.
Ay, sorry MC, can I lang say?
Sige, Doc AJ, go.
Not a question, but just really want to congratulate Paul ng coming, especially from Blue Eagle to another, like totally embodying the spirit of Magis in doing more. So talagang kitang-kita ko sa journey mo sa Kaizen yun. So yun lang.
Magis.
Thank you for-
Yeah.
Yes,
Serious question,
Magis.
MC. Last
Yeah, serious question. Last lang. And for the benefit of everyone, ano lasa ng dog food?
For the benefit of everyone ka pa.
Try mo naman, Paul. Try mo talaga.
Hindi. Tinanong ko
Taas ba
lang,
ng protein?
tinanong ko lang kay Mentor LJ yun for fun. Nung time niya, siya yung nakatawag kong sumagot. Sabi niya, wag kainin. Hindi ko na kinain.
Dog food yan. Well, anyway, Paul, thank you so much. Just a little lightheaded moment lang. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your story, your journey, your lessons, the things that you've learned. I'm sure maraming may takeaways dyan. Any final words of wisdom that you'd like to impart to everyone before you go?
Any last words, Paul?
Just enjoy the process. For example, if there's one thing na realize ko rin na parang if nafe-feel mo, sinabi ko to kay sa team ko before na if for example, pag if you see yung the way na yung food intake mo as a way of punishment, mas you're far less likely to marang kakapit ka to reach your goals. And yung talagang kasi one thing na ginawa ko talaga from season 2 to season 4 until now is yung I make sure na whatever I eat, ina-enjoy ko. And yung ina-apply
Fair.
ko yung number 2, ina-apply ko yung principle nyo na mga mentors yung sa podcast na hitting your protein early in the day para ikaw nag-MC nagsabi nito na anything I eat after that incidental protein. So parang
Nice.
ina-apply ko talaga yun.
Nice.
And number 3 naman, yung parang so pasensya magkakalat lang ako ng konti. Yung
Konti lang,
parang
konti
yung-
lang.
Ay, konti lang.
Ah.
Yung ang lagi kong yung ine-embody na principle, yung parang kulangot. Yung talagang in terms of sa Kaizen, yung tipong siya, yung pansin mo pag kinukut-kut mo sa ilong mo, ang hirap niyang tanggalin. So parang the moment, tas pag finiflip mo, bumabalik mo boomerang. So so yung sabi, ang in relation to Kaizen naman, yung parang yung parang be like the good kulangot, na parang yung kakapit ka talaga sa system, kakapit ka sa principles, kakapit ka talaga sa immersion. Kasi talagang yun yung tayong nasabi ko kahit na you'll become memorable. So parang, and nakakatulong ka rin sa community. Parang the fact na ikaw, nandyan ka lang, na na parang keeping on, other people will see that, na nagdidip sila, na parang, bakit ito kumakapit pa? Ako paano pakalas na? So sige nga, kakapit nga ako dahil kumakapit siya.
Okay. Very, very nice image na be the good kulangot. Very, very nice. Nice lesson. I think magandang amendment to sa mga lessons
Maganda
ni
to.
Cici.
Well, may protein ba yung kulangot?
Be the good kulangot. Very, what a way to end this. But yeah, okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for the very unique lesson. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate your time and your wisdom, I guess. So, yeah. Thank you. Mentors?
Alright, so
I'm good.
open natin yung yung
Open
floor.
natin yung mga people, yung mga interviewees. Let us, kung nandito pa, sino yung mga nandito, spotlight natin.
Oo.
Si Doc KP.
Asan ba sila?
Ito, wait lang. Doc KP. Si
Yun.
Yvette. Saan naman yan? Yan, si Yvette. Si Onin. Okay, nalagay na. Bea. Ay, ubos na ang spotlight natin. Ako ang mawawala sa spotlight. Tatanggal ako.
Tanggalin ko rin sa sarili ko.
Okay.
Sila.
Anyone else? Meron pa ba?
Sila, ayan.
Si Lay.
Okay na. 6 sila. Tama. Wala na si
Okay.
Jen eh.
Alright. Same tayo, format as Q&A. If anyone has any questions, please raise your hand. If you cannot use the microphone, if you cannot turn on your video, please raise your hand anyway. And then when we call on your name, please type the question na lang dito sa chat box and we'll be happy to read it out loud.
Yep.
So-
And yung question, guys, hindi para sa amin para dun sa mga
Oo,
interview.
para sa
Para
kanila.
sa
Hindi
kanila.
hindi kami sasagot
Oo.
dito sa mga questions na to. Wala kaming dito.
Yeah.
So,
Guys, makakabawi na kayo ngayon.
Oo, ngayon kayo bumawi. Okay. Joey.
And good afternoon, coaches, and congratulations sa lahat ng mga interviewees. I think alam na niya na siya yung tatanungin ko, si Paul ng a little bit of background. Si Paul
Sabi ko
kasi
na
saka ako, magka-batch kami ng season 2, right? And I've seen him really transform. And then naka-close ko siya dahil pareho kami ng situation back in season 2. Bumigay kagad yung mga teammates namin, and then kami yung naghanap ng
O hindi naman.
bagong
Hindi naman
friends
lahat.
sa community, right? And that's how I was able to connect kay Paul. So, siguro Paul, ang tanong ko sa iyo, after multiple seasons and seeing your transformation now, what would you say dun sa mga dati mong teammates na wala na ngayon? Anong general mo sa kanila? Advice siguro now that you've transformed now. I mean, mas may mas may ano ka na eh, parang K ka na, kausapin sila ngayon. Back then, you're shy in talking to them.
Ay, di tayo sure na na umalis sila. So parang sa mga iba naman na umalis, parang ako ang advice ko is yung parang hindi na kasi may mga iba yung ang dami kasing reasons na bakit di na sila nag-rejoin ng Kaizen. So it doesn't automatically mean na na porket di na sila nag-join, hindi na nila ginagawa yung Kaizen system. So may marami din factors, minsan kulang lang sa budget, pero na-embody naman nila yung yung Kaizen principles kasi yung wala na dun sa former group namin, he was the first one to get the results, sa totoo lang. So parang ako, inggit na inggit pa ako sa kanya noon. Sabi ko, kailangan ko yung makuha Sabi ko, ako yung pinakamataba sa kanila noon before. Tapos lahat sila na parang hakuha nila yung results sila sa mga ibang weeks, payat na sila. So ako hala, parang napag-iiwanan na ako. Yung na-feel ko. So ako, wala, ina-pray ko lang talaga yung kumakapit lang talaga ako sa system. Sabi ko yung and since since immersed naman ako sa community, sabi ko na alam ko na, tsaka one of the things I appreciate ko rin si Coach Steph na sabi niya before was parang tara maging postseason accountability bodies tayo. So parang if there's one thing na sinesave ko rin yung mga positive feedback ng mga community sa akin. So parang kaya madalas ako mag-screenshot kasi yung parang nakakatuwa na parang if nagkakadip ako, I look back dun sa mga sa mga nangyayari. Tapos yung sabi ko, nakakatawa to na parang nakaka-touch pala tong mga sinabi nila. So, that's actually one way na I do para makombat yung mga dip, or for example na parang yung wala, I just want to remind myself na parang naakala ko wala akong natulungan pero ang dami palang nagkaka-impact kasi parang hindi kasi mataas ang tingin ko sa sarili ko initially. So, ayun. Kaya yun yung story na.
Alright. KP, baka may gusto kang i-add doon as or si Bea, baka, as former baka lang may gusto kayong, just in case. You don't have to. Wala naman. Okay, sige. Thank you, Joey. Any follow-ups?
Okay na po ako, thank you. And then again, congrats Paul. Very proud of you and what you've accomplished. Galing.
Alrighty.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you. Next tayo, move on tayo kay John Cano.
Hello po. Good morning, evening, afternoon, good noon sa lahat po. So, siguro yung question ko is for Champ Paul and Champ KP, no? Kasi coming from the bigger side ng spectrum, which is and parang 'di ba parang may anticipation and expectation kasi tayo, 'di ba parang we keep on seeing people na joining dito sa Kaizen na parang they wanted to achieve agad yung transformation na may abs and all that. Pero ako kasi dito sa situation ko ngayon is parang I know for the fact na kasi sobrang laki ko, I won't be getting yung like abs agad or something. Pero I'm trying my best din talaga to kumbaga lose as much weight as I can this season and parang anticipate yung what will happen for the next season. So ano yung parang how do you continuously motivate and parang prepare yung anticipation nga na okay, dito sa season na to, ito lang talaga yung ma-reach ko, but that's fine. But on the next season, I'm pretty sure I'll be hitting kung ano yung parang goal, like yung pinakang goal ko, if it's to get abs or whatever. Kasi katulad ni Champ Paul, he got it for 3 seasons, tsaka lang siya nag-bulking. So sabihin talagang there's a like, kasi talagang may deep din akong na-experience ngayon. So for sure, parang seeing people na they are already achieving their goals, they are bulking and all that, na parang how did you parang tackle this? Kasi hindi rin siya ganun talaga kadali. Coming from someone na alam mo na at the end of the season hindi mo makukuha yung pinakang pangarap ng lahat. Pero you would continue kasi you know that it will come soon. So paano niyo po tinake yun?
Doc KP, you can go first.
Okay, so thank you very much, Jan, sa question mo. So, actually, what you're feeling is valid, actually, because coming from a heavy side, ako personally last season, I was only able, kumbaga ang bagal ko makita yung significant na progress ko, yung weekly progress sa mga progress peaks. So, tunay talaga na na meron talaga yung mga times na mawawalan ka ng motivation, you will doubt if tama pa ba ginagawa mo, worth it pa ba. Pero one of the things na nakatulong talaga sa akin is yung pag-take talaga ng day one picture. Kasi during those times na sinasabi ko na wala naman akong nakikita nangyayari, kasi more or less, we're just focusing on yung usually yung current physique siguro natin. Tas kino-compare or ini-imagine natin, ang layo ko pa. Pero when you look back yung sa day one mo, doon mo makikita, tas i-compare mo yung current physique mo right now, makikita mo na meron at meron nangyayari as long as you're putting in the effort needed in order for you to reach that goal of yours. Kaya yun yung isang ginagamit ko noon every time na magdidip ako. Lagi kong tinitignan yung day one ko. Tapos ko-compare ko talaga yung sa current physique ko ngayon. And another pampalubag loob siguro is yung since alam ko na I'm putting in the effort needed for me to reach that goal, kumbaga it's just a matter of time na kumbaga yung sinasabi mo kasi na ako kasi last season hindi ko sinet yung sarili ko na okay, feel ko next season pa ako magkaka-abs. Ang ginawa ko last season is hindi, ipupush ko sarili ko, gagawin ko lahat ng effort ko, and kumbaga by the end of the 100 days kung paano ba to explain? Kumbaga, i-push mo lang yung sarili mo, just keep on putting the effort needed, gawin mo lang yung habits, and you will be surprised. Kasi ako, to be honest, hindi ako naglagay ng expectations ko sa day 100. Kumbaga, ang sabi ko lang sa sarili ko, I'll just take it one day at a time, week to week at a time, and nagulat na lang ako by around week 10, week 11 last season. Parang doon ko nakita yung pasilip ng abs. May mga nagkalinya-linya. So, for me, kumbaga, it's just a matter of push mo lang. Kasi you never know kung malay mo, next week na pala yung tinatawag natin na inflection point or yung makakita ka ng significant change for you. So, I advise you na wag mong ilimit yung sarili mo. Kumbaga, push mo lang. Kasi you never know talaga kung wala ka pa dun sa point na yon. Anyways, yun lang yung sa akin. Hope it helps. And good luck sa atin. Galingan pa natin for these remaining weeks.
Thank you, Doc KP. Paul?
Ay, yes
Answer?
po. So, yes po. Nung season 2 actually, nagkaroon ako ng expectation na, for example, yung in 100 days, yung katawan ko, magiging Coach Robin, ganun, yung Coach Jarvis. Sabi ko yun talaga, tapos yung nakausap ko rin yung mga mentor, sabi niya, wag daw mag-expect na ganun. Kasi syempre, we all have different starting points. And actually, tama si Doc KP na talagang yung looking back sa 100 days. And yung ako, the fact na meron akong progress, ibig sabihin tama naman yung ginagawa ko. And tsaka maganda naman kasi dito na yung since yung sabi ko another thing din that as a result of yung dun sa pag-i-immerse ko rin na ang second order effects dun is since yung parang these people are willing to accept me parang as a person, so parang dito ko nakuha yung tribe ko. And second is yung dahil dun sa yung these people parang treat me with acceptance and all. So parang ako, mas yung ayoko ng gusto ko lalong galingan para pakita ko sa inyo na hindi lang ako yung parang puro tanong ng tanong na sabi ko, I want to be someone na you can get both, na kailangan makuha mo yung nag-i-immerse ka nga, pero at the same time, yung mga tanong mo will lead to something productive at the end of the day. Kasi ang labanan pa rin naman is yung result natin. And ayun po, and hindi lang ako nainip kasi sabi ko na parang sabi ko if nainip ako, mawawala na naman ako. And sabi ko yung if not now, sabi ko if hindi ko to sinulit, na kailan yung next. So yun yung pinanghawakan ko talaga and nakakatuwa. Sabi ko yun yung that time before, kinokollect ko yung mga tawa ng mga mentors doon. Sabi ko parang it's what kept me going din. Partly, kasi sabi ko parang, uy, napatawa ko sila. So ako naman, sa babaw ng kaligayahan ko, so parang sabi ko, may mga ganun, the simple things, na dahil nangyari to, sabi ko, it made me yung more determined to keep going kasi ang dami na palang positive na nangyayari, na hindi lang sa fitness mo, but also sa personal mo, na nagkakaroon ka na ng mga bagong kaibigan dito sa Kaizen.
All right.
So, ayun.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. John, follow-ups?
Siguro ano po, kasi actually ano naman, parang result-wise, I can see the result naman din talaga on my end. Pero yun nga, siguro talagang hindi ko alam kung bakit parang every week, okay naman. Kasi parang actually I came from 93.2 kg. I'm at 80.6 today. So medyo malaki na yung
It's a lot.
talagang
Results to be proud about.
parang ang hirap pa din kunin talaga yung hindi ko alam kung saan pa ako huhugot ng motivation kasi actually week to week naman nakikita ko yung transformation, especially every week kasi humaharap ako sa live ng church namin, so nakikita ko yung sarili ko upfront sa video, pero parang ang hirap pa din na parang everyday pa rin akong dumadaan dun sa bababa talaga yung motivation. Pero alam mo yun, parang always keep myself na go to the gym. Never pa naman ako nag-miss since nag-start tayo. Pero hindi ko alam kung ano ba yung pwede ko pang idagdag na para just to really motivate myself. Although nare-reach ko pa rin naman po yung everyday goals, pero there is something pulling me talaga na para to give like 101% dun sa yung 101% na effort kasi talagang there is something to ma-identify. So meron ba yung idea or way to like identify yung mga
I think, John, this is a very, very good question to ask sa Q&A natin. Get it from the mentors. But I mean, I guess from Yvette, Nino, Bea, Lay,
I have an
anything
answer.
to, yeah.
Siguro, I think pwede din siyang tumingin sa mga non-physical progress. Kasi usually, hindi naman lagi puro physical yung mga results na makukuha natin, mga transformation. Pwede mo din i-appreciate yung strength na na-develop mo throughout the journey. And yun nga, yung na-mention ni Sir Paul, yung relationships na na-build mo, yung consistency and discipline na na-build mo for yourself. And also, I think it's also essential to seek feedback from other people kasi sometimes we can be our harshest critic Kasi we can beat ourselves up if yung sarili lang natin yung i-judge natin. Pero if itanong mo yung friend mo or yung family mo, makikita nila yung results mo sa sarili mo on their perspective. So it helps to also seek feedback from other people. Ayun, and also journaling your progress din. Kasi sometimes nakakalimutan na natin yung mga progress na nagagawa natin in the past days. Nagpo-focus lang tayo sa kung ano yung meron ngayon. Ganun. So maganda rin na ma-compare mo yung progress mo from the previous days.
Thank you, Bea. Anything from our other interviewees? Any good
I
speak?
think ako pwedeng magsalita.
Sige, sure.
Siguro yung sinabi niya kanina na ano pang idadagdag sa motivation. So sa akin, di ba nga sabi nga ni Sisi na huwag tayong mag-rely sa motivation para tayong nag-rely sa scammer. So kasi ang motivation hindi mo alam na bigla ka na lang iiwan yan So, tsaka hindi sa akin yung principle na less is more. So, hindi natin kailangan dagdagan pa ng activities kung anong meron tayo. So, mas maganda, less ang activities, mas focus tayo sa isang bagay. So, siguro may mga distractions pa. Kaya siguro nawawala pa yung focus sa transformation natin, sa ginagawa natin dito sa Kaizen Journey. So, like for me, ako parang halos give up ko yung mga distraction talaga. So, kaya parang focus lang talaga ako. At once na less na lang yung mga activities mo, mas nag-i-enjoy ka, mas excited kang gawin siya araw-araw. So, yun yung sa akin.
Thank you. Sige, Lay.
Okay. For me, ang malaking nakatulong sa akin is katulad nung lesson ni Coach Cho, pababain mo yung dopamine levels mo. Tapos, pababain mo yung dopamine levels mo para you find satisfaction sa mga mas maliliit na bagay na parang nagiging mas happy ka. And, take it one day at a time. Parang huwag ka masyado mag-focus sa end goal, sa end result mo. Kasi lalo ka mafo-frustrate. Parang galing sa teammate ko to si Cholo sabi niya, enjoyin mo yung process. Mag-stick ka sa progress. Huwag ka tumingin sa end goal masyado kasi mafo-frustrate ka. Parang ganun. Mafo-frustrate ka pag tumingin ka lang doon tapos hindi mo pa na-achieve. Mag-focus ka muna sa kung anong kaya mong gawin ngayon. Gawin mo siya ng gawin. And eventually makakarating ka rin doon. Yun lang.
Thank you, Lay. Appreciate that.
Okay.
John, good?
All good po. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you, panel. Next tayo kay Blue Jane.
Okay.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. So this question is somewhat personal and I would like to ask Miss Yvette. And by the way, before I ask the question or before I say something, I would just like to congratulate you and Miss Bea for your transformation. So inspired kayo. But my concern is that I heard you were sharing a while ago, and you mentioned that you were like the breadwinner of the family. You're the first child, and I resonate so much with you. So when you said that being the firstborn, you do not want to show weakness, I was like, oh shucks, ako yun. I was that. So my point is, it has become a limiting belief that I cannot be weak, that I cannot show any sign of weakness to anyone kasi at a young age, I was like, ikaw yung tinitingnan, ikaw yung tinitingala. So, there. But, having said that, nadala siya ng hanggang ngayon, and the bad, I don't know if it's the bad side, however, dahil doon sa pinakita mong strength mo from then and now, ang nangyayari is that naging reliant sa iyo yung family mo. So, every time na, say for example, there's a project in the family, they would come to you and ask this and that. And yeah, you being you as the breadwinner and as the better person, you try your best to provide to the point that mangungutang ka and yung just to give it to them because that's who you are. You give it to them. You sacrifice yourself for them. So yun yung parang nangyayari sa akin actually up to this point. So I would like to ask you now, being here in Kaizen, meron bang what have you, what did you do if you had set a boundary, or how did you do it where did you start? Kasi ano even if I say no, tinatalo ako nung isipan na, oh, you're the eldest, you're supposed to be responsible for them. And
Yeah.
you're the only person who has a job. You're yung ganon. Yung parang na-stick ako doon. So, had you had that
Gets-
instance, and what did you do? What did you really do? Para at least man lang you give boundaries. Yung parang yung sinet mong boundary is magawa mo. Parang ganon. Kasi
Thanks, Eugene. Gets Yvette. Anything to say?
Okay, so Lou Jane, for me, based on my experience, I am still experiencing the same things that you said. Yun nga, bigay ng bigay, hanggang wala ka nang mabigay. But the most important thing is na-realize ko, and yung naging parang eye-opener ko, yung time na parang umiyak na ako kasi I want to help, pero wala na akong mabigay. So inisip ko, why am I fostering a dependency behavior sa family ko when I can help them, empower them to grow and be financially independent as well? So at that point in my life, sinet ko yung boundary na magbibigay lang ako kung buong parang out of my goodness of my heart, pero may limit siya. Yung kaya mo lang ibigay na hindi ka magsasuffer sa consequences ng ibibigay mo. And I want to also let them know na I can't be there all the time. I have the needs of my own, and I have to take care of my future family. So I made that clear to them. I set the boundary na hindi naman din sila masasaktan, but I'm still willing to help. Although help na kaya ko lang ibigay na hindi yung sobra-sobra na they can still do something about it. They can still develop independence. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Cool.
Medyo ano yun.
Because
Oo nga.
Medyo mabigat yun,
Mabigat.
Yeah. Follow-ups, Eugene? Any other questions to
Yeah,
anyone else?
I have no more question, but kailangan ko lang sigurong I need to help myself do that. So yeah, I need to help myself.
It's going to be a
Bukas yan.
constant process yan, Eugene. It's not something that you're going to be able to solve overnight. You take baby steps. Baby steps talaga siya. And it's a constant process and you just keep going through it. But yeah, hopefully Yvette was able to shed some light and, come from her experience. Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Miss Yvette.
Thank you, Eugene. Appreciate you. Carlos?
Good afternoon, mentors and coaches, and top performers. My question is for Sir Paul.
Sabi ko na nga ba eh.
Hi, Paul. Ayan. So my question is, you mentioned na at one point napapaisip ka about your progress nung initial seasons, na yun nga sabi mo, nakikita mo yung mga results ng ibang members and you were taking the more conservative approach. Is your love for food the reason why you did not take the aggressive approach, or sadyang you already have a timeline or a game plan or plan of attack before you delve in the Kaizen, your first Kaizen season?
Actually, yung to answer yung dun sa dulong tanong mo, wala akong game plan kasi ang goal ko lang talaga sa Kaizen, parang is makita ko lang na kaya ko maka-achieve ng transformation. That's it. Tapos yung regarding naman sa yung sabi mo na parang love for food, partly in a way kasi I'm not the type of person na parang yung mapapakain mo ng paulit-ulit. So parang pero but the one thing na ginawa ko noon was yung consistent ako mag-whey protein kasi para ma-hit agad yung protein targets ko. Para yung na-mention sa podcast na yun yung cheat sheet para makakain ka ng mga iba. Pero saka busog ka rin naman sa kaka-protein. And ako, parang I just wanted to show na the process can be enjoyed. So parang sabi ko, ako naman kasi yung sabi naman sa earlier lessons na if something works, why change it? Yung principle lang yung biogesic, if yun naman yung gumagana, meaning the sustainable approach is already working for me. Sabi ko, bakit ako magpapaka-aggressive? Sabi ko, yun yung mindset ko. So sabi ko, sayang naman kasi yung na-share ko rin kanina na yung part of the reason why on-off ako sa fitness is because parusa na yung workout, parusa na pagkain. Sabi ko, yung parang I don't see this way na sustainable para sa akin kasi parang kumalas na nga ako once, pag inulit ko lang, kakalas lang ulit ako. So sabi ko, why not do something na pang long term na kasi yung naalala ko yung quote na pag sinabi na if you don't make time for fitness now, you'll be forced to make time for illness. Yung ganun. Sabi ko, nakakatakot kasi sa office namin lagi nadidiscuss na ganito, may cancer siya, may ganitong sakit, may high blood, parang kaka-deads lang. So ako, natatakot ako doon. And sabi ko, I didn't want to end up like that. So, and na-inspired din ako na people at their 60s na ang gaganda pa ng katawan, nakala mo 40s or 30s pa lang. Yun yung sabi ko na...
Oo, para si MB. Na ano. So...
Katawan pang romansa.
Kami ni Lay.
Okay. Next question. Coming from a Chinese family, we know how demanding parents or how draining life is in a Chinese household. Since nakailang season ka na, you're already in your third season, bulking ka na, is it safe to say na your family now supports you 100% in your Kaizen journey?
Ako, the answer is parang neutral sila. Pero regardless of,
is there still...
no, and if ever naman may friction, wala akong pakialam. Kasi ako, ang mindset ko was parang, ako naman yung nagbayad sa Kaizen. So, for example, if yung family ko, kasi si Papa may siya mag-uwi na mga take out noodles, yung mga malalaking mga chicken pa-uwi from Chinese restaurants. Madalas before. So, syempre, the initial reaction, kakainin ko pa ba to? Pero kasi sabi ko, nasa Kaizen ako. So, what I'm gonna do, if ubos na yung kakainin ko, hindi ko na to kakainin. So, before, pre-Kaizen, madalas ako mag-order ng food sa Grab. So, kaya ako nakuha yung platinum status ko sa Grab kasi kaka-order ng mga pagkain sa mga sa Army Navy, yung mga masasarap pa, yung gringo, ganun. Ayun. And then, nung nag-Kaizen ako, sabi ko, since kailangan naman pala i-measure, tapos yung nung kasama ko sa office was like ordering yung mga Pia Wurtzbach's Kitchen, yung mga kay Billy Crawford, yung ganun. So ako like, titimbangin ko to, wala akong pakialam. So nung nakita nila yung scale, sabi ko, malaki talaga scale ko, sadya talaga malaki scale ko kasi unang-una, nawawala ko yung maliliit. And pangalawa, sabi ko, para it's obvious for them to see na I'm serious about my fitness journey. And then, ayun. And if ever na hindi nila ako support, kasi nung una, sasabihan ako na parang pumayat, parang, nung dati, taba-taba, wala naman akong progress sa'yo parang ganito gawin mo. Parang I'm like, hindi, ako nagbayad ng Kaizen, so bahala kayo dyan. And ayun, ngayon, hindi na nila ako kinukulit if I need to eat kasi ako na yung nag-i-in-charge whatever I eat na nahit ko pa rin yung protein targets, yung macro targets ko, and yung calorie targets.
Okay. Last question. And you mentioned nga kanina about your father bringing home leftovers. We can't remove big luncheons and parties sa Chinese culture. So how do you manage your food intake since Chinese food talaga, even if you calculate it, you count it, it's really high in calories. It's high in oil, di ba? May mga fatty cuts ng meat, ganun. So how do you do it? Like talagang, do you skip on certain food items? How do you...
I do. Mga iba, like for example, hindi naman kasi ako yung super fan kasi minsan, sabihin ko na ba, minsan hindi naman kasi masarap yung mga inuuwi. So hindi rin ako na-engganyo sobra.
Ay, sorry.
Well, nasa likod mo yata yung AirPods mo.
So parang since coming up from yung sabi mo Carlos, coming up in a Chinese background, so madalas mag-uwi ng mga Chinese food. So minsan alam ko na, okay to, sige kakainin ko. Parang baka magtira ako ng 1 or 2 pieces the following day. Pero yung mga iba, yung hindi ako na-engganyo dito. So parang hindi ko kakainin. Parang minsan, sabi ko, mas masarap pa kinakain ko. Doon ako. Tsaka masarap na, and the one that helps you hit your fitness goals faster. So pag if it doesn't help me, hindi ko kinakain.
Okay. So that's the Paul ng we know. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, mentors and coaches.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Paul. Next question, kay Cristel.
Yeah. Hi po, good afternoon. Congratulations po muna sa mga top performers. Ang question ko po is, sa tingin po nyo, kahit kanina po, anyone can answer, alin po sa mga characteristics or strategies or mindset na meron kayo ngayon, yung makakapag-sustain ng result nyo or even get you to a better result?
Good question. Bato natin siguro kay kanino maganda, MB?
Sino ba?
Unahan natin.
Si Lay?
Sige, Lay.
Sorry, nag-text yung nanay ko. Hindi yung question ulit.
Krista, pakiulit lang yan na just para
Ay,
kay Lay.
okay. Ano po dun sa mga strategies, characteristics, or mindsets na meron kayo ngayon, yung na-embody nyo ngayon, yung sa tingin nyo makakapag-sustain ng result nyo or even give you better results bago matapos yung challenge po?
Kasi naging problema ko before, like yung na-mention ko kanina, na alam mo yung sa slide ni Coach Cho, yung nagdidig. Tapos nung malapit na, pag malapit na, saka sumusuko, parang ganun ako. Tapos ngayon, ang ginagawa ko, so parang naging story of my fitness life yun. Ngayon, pag malapit na ako, lalo kong dinodouble down. Pagka nararamdaman kong nandun na ako, malapit na ako, or dati kasi napapagod na ako. Ngayon parang pinipilit, parang ayoko nang mangyari yung mga naranasan ko before, so this time I'll approach it differently. And then, imbis na I will double down on my progress, on my adjustments, and ang mindset ko ngayon, I really want this for my family, para dahil gusto ko makasama ng matagal yung anak ko, dahil single dad ako. I'm doing this for him para maging mas healthy ako, dahil syempre if you have diabetes, madaming complications na pwede mag-arise. And sabi ni Coach Cho nga na kailangan ano ba yung sabi ni Coach Cho? Wait, na ko. Pero ang mindset ko ngayon is I really want this and I'm gonna do everything this time para hindi na bumalik dun sa dati. Parang talagang pinaglalaanan ko talaga ng time. Walang puyat, clean eating, walang love life, walang anything. Na talagang iniiwas ko talaga lahat ng distractions for me to be able to achieve my goal. Ayun, removing all the distractions.
Distraction talaga love life.
Sa balita ko kay Champing, mahirap to talaga. I want to hear from Bea and Yvette. Yeah, about this.
Ayun, siguro for me, staying consistent, nandun talaga yung pinaka-magic niya. Kasi it's not all about the intensity ng mga workouts mo or how many exercises you do in a day. It's all about just being consistent kasi nandun yung accumulation ng lahat ng efforts mo over time. Dun makikita lahat yon. Yung daily efforts mo, it will all pile up into big results. And also while it's important to push yourself, rest and recovery is as crucial din. Rest and recovery. It's equally critical, and yun nga, know when to stop yourself. Lagi nga sinasabi ni Mentor Pogs, listen to your body. And also think of it as a marathon and not a sprint. So just pace yourself. And ayun. And what else? And yung discipline, kasi yun nga, like yun na-mention kanina, our motivation can waver. So we can't rely on our motivation. So we have to be disciplined in our workouts, in our meal preparations, ganyan. Ayan lang for me. Staying consistent and being disciplined throughout the journey.
Thanks, Bea. Yvette?
Okay, so ako, I always go back to my deepest why. So, two things lang. Go back to your deepest why you're doing this. Kasi kung alam mo bakit mo siya pinupursue and why kung nagdidip ka, di ba, iniisip mo bakit mo siya ginagawa. If you know your deepest why, you still move on and continue doing it. Second is, find joy in the grind and excitement in the challenge. So if you're happy in what you're doing and you have your deepest why, I don't know what else will stop you from achieving your goals. Yun lang.
Thank you, Yvette, Lay, and Bea. Any follow-ups, Crystal? Okay.
Okay na po, nothing to. Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
All right. Thank you, Crystal.
Bakit naka-raise hand to si Champy? As in, sige na nga. Sige.
Wait lang. Kasi nabasa ko yung message ni Mentor Jane. She was supposed to handle Miss Yvette today. Kaso meron kasi siyang errand na ginawa. So gusto ko lang i-direct kay Miss Yvette tong question from Mentor Jane. So sabi niya dito, since you're a nurse, what were the difference in your lifestyle when you were working as a nurse versus now that you're doing business? Is there a significant impact in your fitness journey?
Oh, thank you for that question. Parang dito. Mahirap.
Miss Universe.
Let me start na lang with the similarities. Sa nursing, kasi I work in the ER, so there's constant pressure around me. I have to also make firm decisions kasi I'm one of the charge nurses and team leaders sa department. So I work good under stress. Same with business. Yung maraming stressors na unpredictable, maraming variables na kinoconsider. Although different yung kind of stress nyo, parang similar na everyday, meron kang hinahandle na problem na kailangan mo i-solve. Siguro yung difference lang is, kasi sa business, I'm not the sole decision maker or the owner of the business. I'm only part of the business handling it. Less yung responsibilities. Tsaka in business kasi wala masyado akong idea. So I'm more of a student sa business. I try to learn what they do. I try to mimic yung mga innovativeness nila sa business kasi Chinese side yung husband ko. So they have different kinds of business. So I try to delve into different things. And I'm also in the process of starting one on my own this year, hopefully, with the help of Kaizen. Kasi it was one of the reasons why I joined Kaizen kasi I was stuck, confused, na parang back to zero ako. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. Yun.
Thank you. Yun yung tanong ni Mentor Jane. Thank you very much, Miss Yvette, and congratulations sa transformation.
Thank you din po.
Thank you, Champy, for delivering that. Next question, kay Jefferson.
Hi, good afternoon, mentors and coaches and future coaches. Congratulations po sa mga top performers natin ngayon, and thank you for sharing your stories and yung journey nyo ngayong 100-day challenge. Napaka-inspiring. Yung question ko po para sa lahat kung sino po yung gusto sumagot. So, from the lessons na natakal ni Coach Cho, alin din yung tumatak sa inyo na masasabi nyo na naging tool nyo para maabot yung goals or body physique na gusto nyo and gusto nyo pang i-achieve? Tapos next question is, ano yung supplements nyo? Supplements reveal. Yun lang. Thank you.
Okay, this is a good question. I think I want to hear like a quick answer from everyone. Round table natin to. Unahin natin kay KP.
So, bali sa akin, yung isa talaga sa pinaka-tumatak is yung first week lesson. Especially yung part na sinabi ni Sisi na empty your cup. Kasi though medyo may knowledge ako noon sa fitness, ayun, when I applied that, yung kumbaga I treated myself as a newbie, discarded yung mga previous knowledge ko, and then incorporated yung mga knowledge na tinuro sa atin, doon ako nag-start na mag-see ng significant progress.
Thanks, Doc.
Thank you.
Supplement reveal?
For the supplements, I mainly take whey and Creia, tapos multivitamins. Yun lang.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, KB. Sino next? Kay Nino. Next.
Sa akin naman, actually lahat naman tumatak. As in lahat talaga. So, pero ang pinaka nag-stand out sa akin yung sa high dopamine na ano. Tapos yung pagiging proactive. So, sa high dopamine na-enjoy ko talaga siya na i-cut lahat ng mga high dopamine activities, especially sa umaga. So, kaya nga ngayon, mas better na sleep. Mas focus. Kasi nga, ako parang first time sa buhay ko na after 10 years yata na lagi ako nagma-mindless browsing sa YouTube, sa mga Facebook. Nung tinanggal ko siya, iba yung pakiramdam, parang bumalik ka sa dati. Tapos parang I-enjoy ko yung mga activities na paulit-ulit. Na yan, mag-journal, mag-read ng books, mag-meditation yan. At yung, siyempre, mag-workout. So,
And
yung
supplement
pinaka
reveal?
siguro, fish oil, multivitamins, creatine, EAA, pre-workout, saka yung whey protein.
Thank you,
All right.
Nino.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Next.
Sige. Ikaw, MB.
Sige, we have Paul.
Hindi. Sige,
Or-
sige.
Sige po. So, yung favorite lesson ko, syempre Big 11. Charot, the joke lang. One of my favorites would be the next week's lesson.
Oh,
Yun.
galing. In advance.
Next week's lesson,
Nice.
yun yung
Sumakinig ka.
tapos yung if there's one thing na napulot ko naman out of all the previous lessons was yung sa week 7 na this was during the Q&A. Tapos yung parang meron doon na may natutunan ako doon parang just by parang sa replay na parang yung people treat you a certain way because you tolerate it. So parang yun yung sa mga napulot ko from the week 7 tsaka maganda din yung lesson na yun. And supplements ko same kay Doc KP, multi yung whey protein syempre. And actually kaka-order ko lang kakatake ko lang ng creatine earlier this week. Later last week pala kasi kakarating lang. So parang so far nakatulong naman.
Thank you, Paul.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So let's go to MB.
MB.
Sino ba? MC sana.
Let's go to
Bea or
kay Bea. Sige, si Bea.
Ayan, siguro apart from the mindset and personal development lessons, kasi matik favorite ko talaga lahat yung mga yon, yung mga failure costumes, yung mga addressing limiting beliefs. Siguro one thing na tumatak sa akin na I wish I had known earlier is yung in terms of workouts, yung about sa rate of perceived exertion, yung sa RPE. Kasi when I understood that, it helped me sa pag-workout ko. It guided the intensity of my workouts. Hindi ko na napupush ng sobra-sobra to the point na may times na nasasaktan na ako sa pag-workout ko, ganyan. When I learned about it, it allowed me to push myself dun sa intensity na gusto ko, na kaya ko sa workouts, train to failure, but not to the point of overexertion. So, yung kasi initially I would do, like yung na-mention ko kanina, initially I would do 15 to 20 reps or 8 to 9 workouts in a day. But nung nalaman ko yung concept niya, nag-evolve yung parang approach ko. And it allowed me to maximize and optimize yung workout routines ko. Ayan.
And supplements, Bea?
Beroka and siguro collagen and iron supplements.
Thank you. Let's just go to Lay. And then we go to Yvette.
Okay. Ang sa akin, yung mga tumatak sa akin ng mga lessons na very important yung dopamine cutting, yung pagpapababa ng dopamine mo. Napansin ko mas na-enjoy ko na yung mas na-enjoy ko yung workout ko, na-enjoy ko yung mga ginagawa ko kahit mas mahirap siya, yung mga steps. Kasi pag mas mababa yung dopamine, parang mababa yung kaligayahan. Parang tapos, yung mga self-limiting beliefs na hindi obvious. For example, pag meron akong ganitong